Hello folks, I hope you're all doing well. It is Sunday morning, it's about 7 o'clock and it is gloriously clear. The sun's just breaking through the clouds over there. The birds are singing in the trees over there. There is over 200 plots here and I am the only one person who's here at the moment. It's absolutely glorious, and I've even got a coffee as well to get me going, because it's about 7 o'clock in the morning, so it's still a little bit early, especially for a Sunday. Anyway, I'm here to do a couple of jobs today, so we'll get cracking with a few things, and the main thing I'm going to do is get my carrots in. So I've been thinking about my carrots for a while. Those of you who've seen some of my older videos, I'm a little bit of a faff with my carrots, and this is my special carrot bed you might be able to see behind me here. So we've got the tubes and we've got the Enviromesh to stop the carrot root fly, and that sort of spins up by there. All the soil in here has been through the soil mill. It's mixed in with perlite and sand, so it's really fine. It's not clay, it's not claggy, so all the carrots sort of space out nicely and they're looked after all nicely in there. And it's once you've set it up, all that sort of system, once it's all set up, it kind of looks after itself as well. So it's not like loads of maintenance to look after it. And I do faff about with, and speaking of which, let me just put my coffee down. I was on Premier Seeds. I got an email from Premier Seeds Direct. They don't sponsor me, nothing like that. It was just a general marketing email, and they were advertising seed tapes. Now, I've never used seed tapes before, and I've seen Tony over on Tony T. Smith. I've seen Tony using them, and I thought, you know what, they're on offer. It was a special offer, and I can never resist a special offer. This is why these seed companies send me these emails, because I can't resist. So I bought some seed tapes, and I've got a few different ones here. So we've got carrot resistor fly. Now, I've done resistor fly before, it's actually pretty decent. We've got some bolt hardy beetroot, some French breakfast radish, and some white Lisbon spring onions. Now, and let me just open up the packet here. Let's just tear across the top there, that'll be easier. And we'll have a look at what it actually is. Let me come over a little bit closer to the camera. So, it's this really fine sort of tape, and it's a bit like tissue paper. So calling it tape is, you know, it's not really tape. It's just a length of sort of tissue paper, and you pop it in, and hopefully you can see all the little. Let me get a bit closer. You see all the little seeds there, and it saves me having to faff on that little bit more, do loads and loads of thinning out. I will have to do a little bit because some of the seeds are a little bit close together on there, but I can just peel. It's all perforated along there, so I can just peel a strip off, put it in, that's it sewn. So we'll give it a shot. I thought, why not? It's on special offer. Let's give it a shot and see how it turns out. So let's get some of these sewn, planted out, see how they look. I'll get sort of jiggled around here with a camera and whatnot, and I'll be back with you in just a jiffy. Right, so we're here at the carrot bed, and this is what I was saying before about this soil in here. I mean, look at that. It is so light and crumbly, and there's nothing to it. It's so aerated, and the structure of it is just absolutely lovely to sort of move your hands over. This stuff is absolutely lovely. Honestly, it's really nice. And if there's any little weeds, and like there's one here, it takes absolutely nothing just to pick it up and pull out, because the soil is so fine in here, and hopefully that'll give us those lovely long straight carrots that are actually carrot shaped and not funny lumps and bumps. And I say it's the one thing that I do faff about with a little bit more than anything else, trying to achieve that long straight sort of carrot thing as opposed to the odd shaped ones. But however, if we do end up growing odd shaped ones, it's not the end of the world, because they still taste the same, they still cook the same, and they can still be used absolutely the same. So let me just pop my gloves off, and we'll get out our resistor fly carrot tape. And I'm not sure how long this is compared to the length of the bed, but it's going to be pretty easy to tear anyway. So like I say, first time trying these tapes, and by the looks of it, it couldn't really be much simpler. And again, I'm just checking the length of them. Let me put it there, and as always, I'll pop a wee link down below in the description to anything I'm using here. I've no idea if these are still on offer or not. They might not be, they might be, they might not be. We'll see. Right, that's just to touch too long, so we'll just tear one of the little bits off at the fold. Right, and we'll put it in here. Now, so what we'll do is this in the wheelbarrow here, right, we're just going to come all the way along here, covering this up. And again, this stuff I'm taking out of the wheelbarrow, this is spent compost from last year. It came out of one of the potato buckets. And anything that potatoes grow in gets broken down really, really well, really, really fine. And it's been mixed in with sharp sand and perlite. So you might be able to see that in the colour over there. But if not, we'll come over at the end there and we'll have a wee look. And that's all there is to it. So I'm going to do that with that, and that. I'll get that finished off. We'll come back, we'll take a look, and we'll see what we've got planned to get on with next. This is how the sort of finished bed's looking. It's all had a good watering in on the top there, so that sort of tissue paper sort of stuff that the carrot seeds on, the seed tape, that'll all start breaking down, and hopefully those seeds will germinate pretty quickly. One last thing to do is, look, let's just pop the lid over there like that, and apart from a little bit of weeding throughout the year, that should be pretty much sorted. Easy as that. And a bit of watering, of course we need to keep things watered. But let's have a little wander down here. I've got a little bit of a plan for the other seed tape. So I mentioned we had spring onions, beetroot and radish. So I wasn't really sure where. I didn't have much of a plan. I didn't know where I was going to put them, what I was going to do with them, but I've got an idea. So this bed here in the middle, this one here, I don't know what was going to go in it. I think onions are going to go in this one at the end here. But what I might do is I might do a row of each of those seed tapes there. So here we are with this beautiful rhubarby backdrop behind us. And this bed, again, nothing special. It's just been filled with, I think this was just shop bought compost again over the years. I've sort of added to the top of it. I'm just gonna get it kind of levelish. I think I dumped the other week there about another half a bag of sort of fresh compost on the top of this as well. It's a bit dry. I don't know what it's like deep down. Yeah, it's a bit dry. It's been yesterday. Yesterday was a scorcher. It was a lovely day. It was beautiful, but we've got rain forecast. We've got rain forecast in a few hours' time, which is why I'm so here. It's early so here on a Sunday morning to dodge the rain, and those overnight temperatures ain't looking too good. So I'm just gonna maybe make a little bit of a drill here. I know we didn't do that on the last one with the carrots because we were putting the fresh compost on the top, but I'm not planning on putting the fresh compost in here. Like I said, the things in there, and I probably should have done a better job of spacing it out because I think these two here are a little bit close. So what we might do is we might put the radish over here, the beetroot in the middle, and then the spring onions over the far side there, because I think in terms of space, that'll probably be just about the best. So again, it's pretty much the same as the carrot. All the seeds are lovely spaced out. Say this one is the radish, and it's single seeds, so the single seeds spaced out all the way along here, so they're not sort of multi-sow. Normally when I'm doing radish myself, I would multi-sow them, so I'm going to be putting sort of 3, 4, 5, 6 seeds in the one hole, the one drill there, right? And what I must do is keep the right seed tape with the right packet, so I know what's what when I'm gonna... And this is the spring onions. Again, let me try and find, this is like, you know when you lose the end of the sellotape, that's a little bit more like this is me trying to find the start of this seed tape. And again, are they sort of, no, well, yeah, so the spring onions are a little bit odd. Some of them are kind of bunched quite closely together, and some of them just look like single seeds. So interesting that again for the spring onions, I would very much grow them multi-sown in bunches. And in terms of managing the space, I know I've got enough space around here to be faffing on and doing a little bit of a sort of experiment like this with the seed tape and whatnot, but it might just be in terms of the spring onions there, just a little bit of a waste of space. And the one thing I'm noticing there compared to what I did before with the carrots is that you've just got to be a little bit careful because the seed tape twists a little bit there because it's quite light. Like I say, it's a bit like loo roll, a bit like toilet paper or kitchen towel there when you sort of use it, when you feel it. And I guess that's so it's going to break down pretty quickly and easily, isn't it, when the compost gets wet and we start doing that sort of process and the seeds germinate. And let me just make sure that is all covered up nice and neatly, and we're just going to give everything a good watering in right at the end here. And what I'll do, because that bed was looking so dry, I'll let that soak in, and then I'll come back and I'll probably give it some more water over the top of it there, just to make sure that's well watered in. Although it is supposed to rain later on as well, so we'll see. I'll play it by ear a little bit with this one. One other thing to mention as well, let me just get a shot of these gloves when I'm handling the seed tape, is be quite careful with where you're putting the seed tape and how you're using it, because the carrot ones back there, I splashed a little bit of water over it and it's really absorbent and it's sucked up all this water into the seed tape. So I've had to, where I've not got space for it, I've had to sort of get rid of some of that seed tape. It's just going to go in the bin, which is a bit of a shame. So just be careful. If you've got spare seed tape that you're not going to use this year, keep it away from any beds that you might be watering and that sort of stuff, nice and dry in the packets, and hopefully you'll get to use it again next year. So that is me done for the day. We've got the seed tape experiment-ish kind of stuff on the go. I would say experiment, but I only bought it because it was on offer. With the carrots over there, I am going to do a second carrot bed, and I'll probably do it with seed, so we can at least do a little bit of compare and contrast to see how they're going to work out. And in here, this little bit of sort of experimental bed as well. We've got the beetroot radishes, spring onions. And speaking of keeping your seed tape dry and it raining, it is literally just started raining. So anyway, please think about subscribing, see how these things work out. That's me done for today. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I'm going to run over there and hide in the polytunnel before I get absolutely soaked. Bye for now.